Thresh was released last week and I've been playing with him a lot. In today's video, I will give you tips to help you get even better with him. He's actually one of my favorite characters, and in this new ranked season, I reached Master using only Thresh Prom. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea about how the character works and wanted to help others that are struggling with him. Let's start. She's a character that obviously has low startup, and there's a lot of things that are very easy to parry. Most people, once they start to play with Thresh, they have this bad habit of doing something like LMHS1 or 5H5H. Why these two are bad? Let me show you. And there you get a full punish. And there you get a full punish. So these are things that are very easy to punish, and I feel like people do a lot. So please don't have this bad habit of abusing 5H, 5H or basic Blockstring into S1, because you're gonna get killed every single time because of the parry. What you can do instead is obviously just use 5H once, and then from time to time use the 5H into 5H, kind of like a check in a way. And for your basic Blockstring pressure, maybe you can do something like this. So do LMH into 6H is pretty good. You can also like do this and then put a lantern, and that's pretty safe. I'm gonna talk later about the lantern, but it does a lot of things for you. And also another thing that you can do obviously is use your assist. You can tag or not, that's your choice obviously. But you get the point, right? Okay, so now we're gonna talk about a very big issue that a lot of people have when they're starting playing Thresh, or even when they're at like mid-level with Thresh, which is the neutral. There's a lot of tools and a lot to talk about his neutral, but let's go little by little. So first, we're gonna talk about using the lantern in neutral. What you have to do in neutral is constantly use your lantern to like TP behind them or in front of them. Usually it's better like to wait for them to kind of like be a little bit kind of like there, right? Because they're gonna try to get in. So for example, like here, I guess. So the lantern kind of like be behind them, and then you pay attention if they're like at this distance, they're gonna press a button or something, and then you TP and then you get them. Another thing that you can do is obviously do the lantern into 2S2. There's gonna be situations where it's better to put them in this situation so you can get in for free and then start your pressure. There's gonna be situations where you can also like do this and do a cross up. So there's a lot of things that you can use, or even just to sum them. And for example, another situation that you have to learn is that if you're gonna use this, right, you have to know that your opponent can actually destroy the little monster, but obviously they have to press a button. So the moment they're in theory whiffing a button because they're trying to kill the monster, you get them and then you get a full combo. That's something that I do a lot. There you go. It's gonna take a little bit of practice to notice when you should TP, when you shouldn't, when you're gonna have to use this, when you should actually do nothing, because like you're gonna add a lot of mental stuff with this. So even if you're not gonna use it at all, the opponent is gonna be like, oh, I have to get away of the lantern because they're gonna get me. Oh, the lantern is behind me, and if they TP, I'm gonna get hit. I have to be careful. So just the lantern being here, even if you don't use it, obviously you have to use it at some point, so they get scared of that option. But even if you don't use it at some point, it adds a lot of mental stack to the opponent, so that by default is really good. Another thing that is very important about the neutral of this character is that, as I mentioned in my reaction video, he's a character that is very slow, like the startup is very slow, and he's very punishable if you guess wrong. So he's very like committal in the things he does. Oh, you jumped. Now he's dead. Oh, you wanted to do 4H because it's a really good button. Well, the opponent can jump and just get you. You wanna use your fast low? Same case. You're gonna get punished. You wanna use your S1 in neutral? Well, I can parry it. So you have to be patient, you have to pay attention to what the opponent is gonna do, and yeah, you're gonna panic at first because you're gonna feel like everything is committal. But once you get used to it, you're gonna feel very powerful, to be honest. So just be patient and think about what you're doing. Try to not autopilot. Another tip that I'm gonna give you is actually related to a couple of his buttons that I feel like you have to use more. So for example, I feel like this 5H, like as you can see, has like a lot of range, and you're gonna win a lot of situations and matches just because of this 5H. This 5H is a tool that allows you to get in, that allows you to, like, for example, if they're trying to get in and they're like a character like Akali or Ari and you have the lantern behind them, you're gonna always get them because they're gonna like dash in and press something, right? And then you're gone, and then you press 5H in the air. There are gonna be situations where they're trying to get in and you can use 5H as a way to stop them. So like basically in your pressure and also in neutral, you have to use 5H a lot because like this range is insane. It's like decently safe. It works for everything, like defense, pressure, like I mentioned, is really good, and you should definitely use this way more. Another button that I think people don't use much, but I do use it a lot, is actually jump to H. So why is this button good? Well, one of the reasons why this button is good is because like if you're trying to get in and the opponent decided to dash in, you're gonna be able to hit them like that. And also it's a really good way to do cross-ups. Like you're gonna get a lot of players because you're doing like dash in to H. And also because like since this is a cross-up that you can do, you can actually sandwich someone pretty easily. Like that. There's so many good utility here, like I mentioned, so please use it. And another thing that you have to use a lot with Thresh is actually 4H. It has a lot of range. Sometimes it even gets you even if you're jumping. This is also a really good tool to deal with zoners too. You can set up the lantern. You can do something like this, for example, and then it's a free neutral skip. So there's a lot of good things that you can do with this. So please, I beg you to really use this a lot. And actually, this also gives you a full combo. So it's really good. So for the last tip, what I'm gonna give you is actually a combo that works pretty well in every part of the screen and also at any range, because I know there's a lot of people that have been struggling about finding a BNB that works everywhere. Also, this works with most of the starters, so you're fine. No matter what you use, this is gonna work. There you go. As you can see, a ton of solo damage. And that will be everything for today's video. Reminder that if you guys want to see me play, go check my Twitch. Also, I'm probably gonna do in the future a video about Thresh setups. And as you guys realize, I didn't even mention this, because it's something that I didn't explore much yet. So in the future, I'm gonna give you even more content about Thresh. But for now, I hope all these help. So yeah, that will be everything, and I will see you guys in next time. Bye bye, everyone.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets.